What's up, everybody? Hope your new year's going well. I was recently asked in a comment to do a review of my credit card churning. So I made a video actually January 2018, exactly 2 years ago, describing how you can make money with credit cards. This is basically taking advantage of cashback rewards and signing bonuses that credit cards offer you. And I'd like to give an update on how that's been going the past 2 years, and particularly how I organize all my credit cards. So I have accumulated quite the collection of credit cards. I'll blur this out so you can't see my credit card numbers. And this seems daunting to people who are interested in this. You really sign up for a new credit card every 3 months, and how do you keep track of them? How do you know when to cancel them? And I want to answer all that in this video. So I'm a big spreadsheet guy. What I have on the screen right now is my master credit card tracking spreadsheet. I have to say I borrowed this format from somebody probably on the Churning subreddit, and I can't give credit to them because I do not remember who it was. I started this spreadsheet I think in 2013. So what I have here is a row for each credit card that I've opened or my wife has opened. Next column is the date that the credit card was issued or the account was opened. And next I have a cell with a little formula in here that takes today's date and writes the age of the credit card, how long the account's been open in years and months. And you'll notice that some of these line items are deleted, and these are accounts that I've since closed, so the account is no longer open. And the next column, this colored column here, is basically a little warning signal for if a card has an annual fee and it's coming up on its 12-month or annual 1-year anniversary where I'm going to get charged another annual fee. So the red indicator, as you can see, these two cards are within 3 months of hitting their 1 year. These two cards are both 10 months old. So this indicates to me I want to close these cards soon or else I'm going to get hit with the annual fee again. Basically what the formula does in here is it calculates the age of the card in months. So behind the scenes here, this card is 10 months old, and there's conditional formatting here to color it yellow if it's between 6 and 9 months old, and red if it's between 9 and 12 months old. So I've got the issuer, the bank or whoever, the name of the card, whether it's a bank card, a store card, or an airline card, what the annual fee is, what the cashback rewards program is, and most importantly of all, what the signing bonus is. Then I track what the status, my personal status on this card. So dormant means the account's still open, but I just never use it anymore. Some are store cards, which are only used when I go to that store. Some are my primary card for gas. So that's what this means. Some are actually closed. This is my primary card for general spending. This is another primary card. Various notes about my progress on meeting the signing bonus. This is whether it's been churned or not. So that means whether or not I've actually applied to the card once, closed it, and reapplied to it. And the date I canceled the account. So this is the main way I keep track of all my accounts. As you can see, the ones with any color here are the accounts that I still have open. All the cards sit in a secret place in my house, and only the ones that are primary, so this card, and this card, which I actively use for gas because it gives better rewards on gas, stay in my wallet. So I only have like 2 or 3 cards in my wallet at a time, and only when I go to open a new account will I swap out one card for another. The rest all go hidden away in my house. Now, I personally don't have any alarms set to remind me to close these cards, but I've made it a habit of checking this spreadsheet more than once a month. So probably within this month, I'm going to call and cancel these 2 cards. So now let's give an update on what types of cards I've been getting and how my churning game is going. Last time I made a video was January 2018. So I had only opened these cards, and since then I've opened 11 more cards. One thing you'll notice is that above this line, which is basically the time before I made my last video, a lot of these cards had cash signing bonuses. So this gave you $200 when you met a minimum spend. This gave $200, this gave $250, this gave $500. And I started shifting into the airline cards. And that trend has continued over the past 2 years. In fact, almost all of my cards have been airline or hotel cards. The City Premier gives 60,000 travel points. The Barclays Arrival gives 70,000 miles. The Hilton Card, I got to tell you about this card. This Hilton Ascend card gave me 125,000 Hilton points when I spent $3,000. 125,000 points is good for like 4 or 5 nights at most Hilton hotels. And I've been loving this. If I have an early flight out of the Philadelphia airport, which is about an hour away, I'll just get a hotel the night before to make my life much more convenient instead of driving down at 5 a.m. And I've done this a couple times. I've just been slowly using these points up for free hotels that just make my life more convenient, and I've been loving it. Here's another one. This is American Airlines card, 60,000 points. One thing you'll notice here is that I started getting declined for a bunch of cards late last year, and they were declining me for too many open accounts. So I've basically taken a short break. I've opened 2 new accounts in my wife's name, and this is in an effort to get the fabled Southwest Companion Pass. I did that in late 2017. You'll see I opened the Southwest Premier Business and the Southwest Plus, both of which gave me $60,000. And that was enough for Southwest to award me the Companion Pass for over a year, which lets my wife fly free with me anytime I book a flight. So now we're basically doing the reverse. My wife is opening 2 Southwest cards, which will get her 80,000 and 40,000 miles, which will be enough to get the Companion Pass. And she will add me as her companion so that I get to fly free every time she books a flight on Southwest. And she'll be able to book a lot of them with all of these free miles. So as you can see, my churning game's still going strong. 11 new cards in the past 2 years, mostly focused on domestic air travel. I know I could really up my game if I went for some of the more extreme global travel, business class, first class travel like people do. I don't consider myself an extreme churner. I'm not doing manufactured spend. If you want to follow that stuff, there's lots of blogs. The Churning subreddit, you can get into that. I consider myself basically a entry-level churner who just does it in my free time. One more thing down here, if you'll notice the tabs on my spreadsheet, I've got a tab called Checking Account Churning. I'm not going to click on that because it's got my account numbers and stuff, but I made another video on the fact that credit cards aren't the only way you can reap these rewards. Checking accounts have much more frequently started offering cash bonuses for just opening a checking account, making a deposit. Check out my other video for all those details, but I track my checking accounts in that tab. So hopefully this video helps you out in 2 ways. One, it can give you some ideas for organization if you're thinking about getting into the churning game and you're worried about how to keep track of the million credit cards. It's not really a big deal. Keep most of them hidden away in your house. Only keep your active credit cards in your wallet, and keep a spreadsheet to keep track of it all. And second, I hope it gives you an update on how things have been going for me. Pulling up my Credit Karma account here, you'll see my credit score is still quite excellent. Despite closing all these credit accounts, it really doesn't have a big impact on your credit score. Check out my old video for that info as well. So things are going great, and I plan to continue doing my churning game as basically a way to get an extra $2,000 worth of value, either straight in cash or in plane tickets every year.